everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Renee, and today I am going to be sharing with you my first trimester recap video. So this is my first pregnancy update, and it's coming to you a little bit late. First of all, my dog is going absolutely bananas because I'm sitting on the floor, and she thinks that when I sit on the floor, it means that I have to hold her. So I'm just gonna hold her and we're gonna continue. So I have been trying to film this video, or not trying to, I haven't actually tried. I have been meaning to, had the intention to film this video since I was 12 weeks. That was like 3 weeks ago, 12, 13, 14, 15, yeah, that was like 3 weeks ago. But I have been so tired that I haven't had the energy to film it. So now I am technically already in my second trimester, but I still wanted to film this video and just recap my first trimester for you. Because, well, also for me, I just want to have this as like a memory. But yes, so technically I'm in my second trimester now, but we are going to talk all things first trimester. Starting with, I'm going to share symptoms that I experienced. I'm going to share food cravings, food aversions, things like that. So everything that has been going on in my first trimester. Starting with symptoms that I experienced before I found out I was pregnant, the first thing that I experienced was bloating. And if you are trying to get pregnant, or if you're familiar with that process, typically you will find out that you're pregnant around the time when your period is supposed to come. And so it can be hard to differentiate PMS symptoms with pregnancy symptoms because a lot of them are very similar. A lot of them are even the same. So when you're month after month trying and you're like watching your symptoms and seeing what your body's doing, it can be frustrating when symptoms are very similar. So the first thing I noticed was bloating, and I didn't at first think much of it because I do normally experience bloating before my cycle is going to begin, but this time did feel different. I did notice I was particularly more bloated, and uncomfortable. Like I was bloated and I could feel that I was bloated. Like I was really uncomfortable. And this bloating actually never really went away. So for some people, they get bloating and then it kind of goes away, and then they start to get like a baby bump. For me, I had bloating, and then it turned into a baby bump. So I kind of, ever since I found out I was pregnant, had a little bit of a bump, which was not that fun because none of my pants fit me, like starting really early on. So that was the first thing I noticed. The next symptom that I noticed was extreme thirst. And this was the symptom that made me think maybe I'm pregnant, because when I was pregnant last summer, that was one of the main symptoms that I experienced, was extreme thirst. And for me, it's weird because I drink plenty of water. I drink more than like recommended amounts of water, and for me to be, if you hear growling, it's my dog. She wants to go outside, not because she needs to go outside, because she wants to chase the birds. Anyway, for me to be extremely thirsty, and I mean like thirsty to the point where I'm drinking half my body weight in ounces of water, which is what I typically do, and then some, and still being so thirsty that no matter how much water I drink, it won't go away. Like I can't quench the thirst. And that lasted for several days for me, and then I found out I was pregnant and I was like, oh, makes sense. And I continued to have that for a few days, and then it kind of went away. Another symptom that I experienced is exhaustion. This one kicked in pretty early, and it's really common for pregnant mamas to experience exhaustion because you are growing a human being and your body is taking all of your nutrients, all of your energy to form this little baby. and it leaves you feeling absolutely utterly exhausted, and I had that hardcore. So starting when I found out I was pregnant, I was tired, but I was still like functioning, and then I kept getting more and more tired to the point where the last few weeks of my first trimester, probably from week 8 all the way until now, I'm 14, almost 15 weeks, I've just been utterly exhausted. So I do work a full-time job, which is tiring in and of itself, and then add on top of that growing a human being and still having to function as a normal human and cook dinner and clean and keep up with typical life duties. It's a lot, and so I have been coming home from work, eating dinner, and then taking a 2-hour nap on the couch, then waking up, having another snack because, spoiler alert, I'm starving all the time, and then getting ready for bed, getting in bed, going to sleep at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and sleeping all through the night. So I sleep a lot, and I still feel tired. So that's fun. That is something that, it's actually really frustrating for me. I hate feeling tired, and it's like I can't get away from it. So I sleep any chance I can, which is why I haven't filmed this video until now, because every time when I come home from work, I'm sleeping. So yay. Excuse my little puppy, she just needs my attention. Another symptom that I experienced, okay, she's just gonna chill right here, was nausea. And this one I had relatively a difficult time with. I know that there are a lot of women who get nausea so bad to the point where they literally can't get out of bed for the entire first trimester, and they're throwing up every day and they can't keep food down, and it's miserable. And I am so thankful that I did not experience nausea and morning sickness to that extent. Morning sickness is such a joke. I never threw up, thank the Lord, because I don't like that. But I have been extremely nauseous, but it hasn't been consistent. So there will be a few days where I feel fine. I get a little queasy if I get hungry, but for the most part I'm okay. The big key is don't get hungry for me. I have to keep snacking, because when I get too hungry, that's when the nausea gets so bad. But there have been several days throughout my first trimester where the nausea was really bad, where I really couldn't get out of bed. So I have had to call in sick to work a few times. I've had to leave work early a few times, but thankfully throughout the entire first trimester, I think that I've only called in sick or left work 4 or 5 times, which seems like a lot, and I feel really bad about it, but I try to push through as much as I can. But when I'm so sick that I can't function, you have to do what you have to do. So thankfully those days were kept to a minimum, and on those days where I felt absolutely horrible, I slept most of the day and tried to eat really satisfying food to kind of get rid of the nausea. But thankfully, like I said, I didn't experience that very frequently. A few days here and there, and then on a daily basis I was pretty okay as long as I didn't get hungry. So the next symptom that I experienced almost immediately is a tender chest, a very sore chest area. And I knew this was a thing, and I knew that like people experience it, but I guess I didn't really realize like what that would be like. So that was definitely a symptom that I dealt with. For the most part, it wasn't that bad. I did have to buy a different size bra because mine no longer fit me and they were not comfortable. So that was fun. The next symptom that I experienced was emotional, being emotional, which, I mean, surprise, surprise, a pregnant woman with hormones surging through her body is emotional. But I wouldn't say I'm emotional in the way that I would be for PMS, like where you're really irritable and like snappy and kind of rude. I've been actually pretty happy and pretty like neutral in my emotions, except for I just cry a lot. So everything makes me cry. Watching YouTube videos make me cry, happy things make me cry, sad things make me cry, anger makes me cry, hunger makes me cry, like everything makes me want to bawl my eyes out, and that's annoying, but you know, it is what it is. That's definitely something that I experienced, and yeah, so that's pretty much it. Oh, the last symptom, baby brain. This hit me hard. I have a really good memory, and I just remember things really well. I remember people's names, their faces, which is important for my job. And I was like, I felt like I was losing my mind, and this happened almost immediately after I found out I was pregnant. I couldn't remember anything, so I would ask somebody, what's your name, because I'm a receptionist, so if somebody comes in for a meeting, I have to call and tell them yada 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 is here for a meeting for you. Anyway, I would ask somebody their name, and 2 seconds later I'd be like, wait, what's your name again? Which is so unlike me, because I don't forget people's names. And like, anyway, baby brain hit me hard, and it's really frustrating when you feel like you are literally going insane because you can't remember anything. So that's been fun. So next we're gonna talk about cravings and food aversions. So as far as cravings go, I haven't had any particular cravings. I haven't been like, oh, I need pickles, and then like I eat pickles for weeks at a time. I will get cravings for something, and then I will eat it, and I will feel satisfied, and then I have no interest in it again. So that's how it was in the first trimester. Now it's a little bit different, but this isn't about the second trimester. So that's how it kind of was. Mostly craving savory foods, salty foods, not really into the sweets, which is odd for me. If you know me, I could live off of ice cream, and it wasn't really my jam in the first trimester. I mean, I would eat it, and I wasn't like sickened by the thought of it. It just, I didn't desire it the way that I used to. So I don't know what that means, if that means anything according to old wives' tales for gender, but salty food was more my style. Carbs, a lot of carbs. I would like things that made me feel really full. I craved things like cheeseburgers and french fries and mashed potatoes and what else? Pasta, like really heavy chicken tenders, like basically anything that's not healthy, that's what I want. But I was basically told by my doctor that you just need to eat what you can, eat what sounds good, and we'll focus on being healthy when you start to feel better, which is what I'm doing now that I'm kind of not as nauseous moving into the second trimester. I am being much better about my food eating habits, but yeah, during the first trimester it was a lot of, babe, can you go to McDonald's and get me chicken nuggets and fries, like a lot of that. But yeah, that's basically all I had for cravings. Like I said, nothing really in particular that I was like dying to have over and over again. As far as aversions, I haven't experienced too many. Now, mind you, I am a very picky eater, so I don't eat a lot of things to begin with, but a few things that I noticed that I don't want it. Nuts, any kind of nut, no thank you. And eggs. I tried to eat eggs so bad because you need protein when you're pregnant, but they made me want to vomit. And I would eat them and almost enjoy it while I was eating it, but after I would be like, oh. So no eggs. I'm a little scared to try them again, but we'll see. So those are the only two like real aversions that I've had. but nothing else has really like totally repelled me that didn't repel me before I was pregnant, if that makes sense. And then moving on to a few stats about the baby. We have had 1 ultrasound so far, and we've checked the baby's heart rate 2 times. I've had 2 doctor's appointments so far. I have another one next week, but at both ultrasounds, the baby's heart rate was in the 170 range. I know a lot of people ask about that. I was told that during the first trimester, all babies' heart rates are high, and you can't use that for like gender prediction, which you can't really use heart rate as gender prediction anyway, but you know, old wives' tales, it's kind of fun. But so far, every time it has been 170 or in that range, 170, 174, something like that. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. I'm gonna show you a bump shot. Mind you, I am currently 14, almost 15 weeks while filming this, so this is not technically my first trimester belly. I will try to insert a few pictures that I took of my belly earlier on, so you can kind of see if I can figure out how to do that. But anyway, this is my belly right now. Okay, so here is my belly with my shirt on. Here is just my belly, but this is the belly. I am starting to really kind of start to see like roundness, which is kind of crazy, but that's the baby bump. All right, so that is all I have for you guys today. I will be filming monthly pregnancy updates, so I'm not sure the timing of the next one, but I will do them monthly. I don't think that there will be enough to update on to do them like any closer together than that, so keep a lookout for that. Now that I have more energy, I'm hoping to be posting more consistently. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or if you've experienced any of the same symptoms, leave me a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Bye. Oh,